haven't put on a single live on this YouTube channel yet. But in today's topic, I'm going to be talking about the maximum and minimum of your reality, because like when you're manifesting, okay, like sometimes okay, let me put a case in context, right? So I just started a manifestation program, the art of manifestation. This is one of the Mind Valley programs, and this is a program by Regan Hillier. So I was following the activities at the same time. I was looking into some of the sharings by other members, because like as part of most of the Mind Valley programs, there's like a communities tab. So in the discussions and communities tab, I was looking into other people sharing, what is the things that they're trying to manifest. So like I saw the first one on top of the list. The guy was like, I'm gonna manifest like I'm gonna become a billionaire by October the 13th or something. I was like, chuckles. um, not trying to put someone's idea down, not trying to say it's like ridiculous or impossible, but it really depends, like where we're at and where we want to be. Okay, so for example, there is a maximum and minimum of what our reality can currently be. So, what this basic to put a case in context, like this morning I went for a tennis session, and it was with my regular uh, hitting partner, who's a very good competitive player, and like because for the past couple of weeks I've not been training with him while he was back in India with his family vacation. So when he came back, like I, on the other hand, I have been working so hard on plyometrics. I mean, you see in my YouTube shorts, like my jumping, my sprinting. I'm way faster, jump way higher than before, hit serves way harder than before, and then I was just so much power to deal with, and I wasn't used to it. So we were playing a match, and then I was thinking back about how badly I did last week, and I was thinking like, okay, like what kind of outcome would happen today. So today was a significantly better session than last week, because I already had my mental minimum, standard. In terms of the rallying, all that, I wanted the every rally would be X number of hits. Okay, never below, under the worst circumstances, never below like 5 hits. All right, and then when we got into a point play, and then I was asking myself for a moment, could that be a possibility that I'll not take a single point in a tie break? We played a tie break for 10 points. In my mind, I was like, no, I'll definitely get, I will definitely get at least a point. And then after I got a point, right? I actually got my first point after losing like 5 in a row. And then after I got that first point, I asked myself, is it possible that this is the only point that I will get in this tiebreak? And within my my scope of reality, again, no, this will not be the only point. So fast forward, at the end of it, I had 4 points. I lost 4-10. But this was in the last moments. I was like, is this something I'll be happy with? Yeah, I'll be happy with that, because I, to some extent, I was thinking that for how long I had not practiced with him, and for all these wild shots from with the extra power I had from plyometric training, I probably wouldn't get past 3. So 4 is a bonus. So like, and then another thing I want to share as well is like, okay, I talked about a guy in the Art of Manifesting program, community group on Mind Valley by Regan Hillier. Okay, so this guy, like as I mentioned, wanted to manifest for $1 billion in assets, cash, whatever, by next month. Um, like on the other hand, like I have a goal of my own, right? Um, so in that same exercise, like she got us to write down, um, if you are absolutely unapologetic, what would you wish for? If you if totally unapologetic on what anyone had to say or think, what would you wish for? And I have known from a lot of years of experience in manifestation. I've been through. I wouldn't say like have constantly doing it, but my first experience like 14 years ago, and that was enough to because I actually manifested everything I wrote down. Right, so I kind of knew how powerful this is, and then at the same time, I also know that in my experience of manifestation, like we develop boundaries. Like for example, um, like for some of you, if it's an income goal, maybe right now in your job, in your project work, in your business, you're making X amount per day, right? Um, let's say it's X amount because I'm not going to give numbers to it because I don't want people in different countries where the economies are different. I do not want you to mentally disassociate yourself from this possible outcome. So let's say right now, whatever you're earning is X. Within the next 6 months, let's say if you're gonna do extra jobs, take on extra projects, scale your business, is going from X to 2X possible? I think it's quite possible for most people, right? And then at the same time, like 2.5 times, is there a possibility? Maybe. 3 times, is there a possibility for some of you? So in a sense, like if we did a little bit of activity, right? It's like hand raising. I ask you something. Is it possible to do whatever that may be? Okay, think of something in your head right now. Uh, think of something that you really want to focus on. So there are 9 critical areas. I actually did a self-assessment for myself. I'm not going to share results. uh, yeah, some of this is ridiculous. Okay, so 9 focus areas. You pick one in your mind right now, or you can even write them in the comments, whatever you picked, and then you can also share with me what is your aha from this too. So let's say there's health, wealth, relationships, mindset, emotions, purpose, passion, contribution, spirituality. So any one of these 9 can be your focus area. Okay? So with that focus area in mind, I'm going to be asking you on scaling that current result. So it has to be one of those things that probably right now you're like a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, something that you're not happy about. You want it to be at least like a 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10, right? Maybe not 10. I do not have any 10s on my list at this point in time. I have like 2 9s, a 9 for health, a 9 for purpose, but I have a bunch of other things, and I've particularly a few areas that like I want to scale up, but I'm just going to pick one. So for me it's wealth. For you, I don't know, what that was going to be like. It could be passion. So because some of you doing things without passion along with contribution, where some of you have a goal to tithe or to contribute to foundations and blah blah blah. Also one of my goals too. But I pick wealth. So let's say any improvement comes with a base level. Where are we at right now? Because if we do not do an initial assessment, how do we know that we've advanced, right? So on a self-appraisal, let's say based on your current status right now, let's say, okay, if finance X, 2X in 6 months, yeah. So then it could be a time-based goal. It could be an amount-based goal. So let's say 6 months, let's say 2.5, yeah. 3 times, yeah. 4 times. As a matter of fact, for me, yeah, because like for me, I do like brokering, procurement. So scalability is very high scalability. So it's like you can literally go from 0 to hero in weeks. So 10x. But let's say if it was like for most people, if you're working a job, you're working project based or whatever, and then you find yourself doing this. Well, let's say even for me, project based. If you ask me, right, like I said, I can go zero to hero in a short period of time. But let's say like okay, 10 weeks. Then it's like maybe I'll say like 8 weeks. The response time as well. This because this is our actual like intuition, our innate feeling, right? And like 7 weeks, 6, 5, 4 weeks. Okay, you get the point. Okay, so um, this like there is boundaries of possibility, and if we set our goals too far beyond our boundary to the point that we know for a fact that we're gonna be fucking stupid to write this on paper, then there is no point. So like within the scope of what you know to be possible and what you know that you can be capable of if you did certain things, and then comes to the next point as well. So let's say like I actually kind of forgot the topic that I wrote on this video, but I know this is the maximum minimum as well, and I know it's like like the scope, I think. So the next aspect is that once you pick a focus area, to make this constructive, to do something with it, right? We want to next pick like a set of a journal, like write a journal, a set of steps. What can I do to do that thing that we just picked? Okay, so like give yourself a time challenge. Like we've actually discussed this whole this whole thing about the boundaries, the scope of possibility, so we have to do scope expansion as well. Okay, so scope expansion is a very interesting aspect that I think I want to discuss that right now, because scope expansion, right? Let's say we talked about in the beginning. Let's say 6 months financial goals. Okay, like 3 times, 2.5 times, right? And then it's like you start to like, yeah, I can do it, and then but right now maybe 4 times you're like, or 3 times I'm like, I'm not really sure. But along the way, when you're at 2.5 times, do you think 3 is going to be within reach? It's a good chance. You think 4 is within reach by the time you're there? There's a good chance. It depends on, again, on what you're doing. Like for me, finances, maybe 10x within X period of time. Like, could be this. 4x, yeah, like 10x. But let's say if I'm at 8x, and then maybe my realm of reality starts to consider, because it could be a deal or two away. It could be the matter of a customer upsizing the order from 8x to 20x. It could be right. So like that's actually what so let's now bring it to a more tangible effort. Okay, like let's say to make all these things possible. Okay, give yourself a timeline. So a manifestation statement would be along the lines of having a date in mind. So this could be a date 30 days in the future, 60 days in the future, like 90 days in the future. And then, let's say today is the what? Today is the... Ah! I can't check the date right now. Damn it. Is it... Hang on. I think I wrote the date down. Yes. This is the challenge of self-employed, right? I don't... I lose track of time. Yeah, okay. I don't know. It's embarrassing. No, sorry. This is kind of embarrassing. So, all right. Anyway, middle of September. Let's say that's 3 months from now. Middle of October, December, middle of December. All right, we're aiming for something. All right, and then let's say a manifestation statement would be something along the lines of like, I'm so happy and grateful that I have manifested a new house, a new car. Actually, you can be more specific which house, which development, which I already know. It's not going to list it. And in my case, divorce and separation. It may not be your goal. This is mine. um, uh, and reuniting with my family um, on or before like 17 November 2023. This is actually what I wrote down. So this is like it's a personal thing. So and then should I actually have some meditations to kind of like to live the sensation? Because when you are able to think of it in in a in a universe where there could be many parallel worlds going on, maybe that reality already has been created. It already exists. So how are we going to tap into that and bring it to our now? What must we do? What are the steps that we have to take? Write them down. So uh, just to give you some guidelines, because like I said, I do in like procurement and like brokering. So it's like I could request a salary or retainer in the meantime, generally commission based, right? So get the salary or retainer, and then like I could also like uh, offer more payment options to my creditors. So like offer them, different forms like TransferWise, cryptocurrency, payment links, right? Um, I could also, at the same time, to achieve my financial goals, because in what I do, and the reason why you may see I post affiliate links of stuff from time to time is because, like in the work that I do, that like is largely commission based. So there's actually not much of a income floor. So I'm actually looking to build like other streams of income too. And so I actually wrote down like try promoting other offers for commissions, um, build up a social following, which my Instagram following is actually it's coming kind of strong for my recent fitness videos. Um, and then my next one would be to conclude a business deal and to ask for an advance, um, and to basically do some legwork to find out uh, other deals that might interest my current buyers so that they can actually upsize their buy order. And then at the same time, to improve my finance, to basically at the same time sell the other car that's not being used, that's frequently breaking down. So that's actually my actual steps, and basically we measured in money and bank account. Um, so I hope this kind of helps you in your manifestation as well. So uh, keep it realistic. All right, keep it realistic, and thank you for joining me on this video. Even if you're watching a replay, I would love to hear feedbacks, your highs and hellos, where you're from, what did you get out of this, or what do you have to advise me about something. I love to hear your feedbacks. So thank you once again. Goodbye.